incoherent that there's not a clear-cut definition, and that's what makes it so difficult. So if you have a definition, I can help answer that for you.
Well, what do you mean when you say God?
I don't believe in it. So do you believe in it?
I believe, yes.
In God?
Yes.
So I need to ask you, what does that mean? What does God mean?
I take it to mean probably just something like the highest power that created everything.
Do you believe in a certain religion? What do you mean highest power created everything? That's still quite a obfuscated definition. What do you mean by that?
I don't know how I would break it down simpler than that.
If you can't break it down, then you're just not helping. You don't have a clear-cut definition. Sounds like you don't really know what you're saying, so I'd recommend you go and sort that out before you come and debate. God is not the same in all religions. Exactly, that's the point. It depends on the God you believe in and the claims you're making about him. Really, if I define God as this, then yeah, God exists, but that's the issue. Hey, would you want to debate?
Hey, how are you doing? Okay, every time that modern man has contacted the so-called uncontacted primitive peoples that were not, brought up in European or otherwise civilized culture, they have always found them to have been eating meat. So this
What's
is
your point?
so we are meant to eat meat. We develop the brain
One
size,
second, boy.
the brain size we have.
Let me help you out because you're already wrong. So just calm down. Calm down. I'm not a cop. I'm not a cop. Just relax. And let me help you out. So if you're paying attention before, then you'd realize that just because other cultures do it doesn't make it okay. Other cultures did child sacrifice. Other cultures unalived and consumed children. Doesn't mean we should do it too, because in other cultures they have done this. It's a very silly argument. So if you want to try again, feel free.
What I'm saying is we developed the brain size we have
Appreciate the roses, vegan living. Appreciate the roses.
through meat eating. And then when we remove meat from our diets, and this Oxford University study said, our brains start to shrink.
Can you give me a source that your brain will shrink? if you don't eat
Oxford
meat?
University.
Where?
Oh, look it up. Oxford University, brain atrophy when you remove meat from the diet.
Brain. You bet. Brain shrinks when not eating meat.
Oxford University.
It says, according to an Oxford study, people who don't eat meat are more likely to have a brain injury. The study involved 107 people between 61 and 87. Okay, so looking at this study, you are correct. It does say people who don't eat meat are more likely to have brain shrinkage because they're more likely to be deficient. To be fair, it's just an AI overview. However, it says the study involved 107 people between the ages of age 61 and 87. Number one, 107 people is a very small amount of people. That's not helpful whatsoever. And number two, 61 and 87, we're talking about very elderly people. It is not discussed anything with younger people, meaning that there's external factors that could have affected it. So again, this study is not very good. And number three, it says because of deficient in vitamin B12, meaning you could just simply take supplements.
But that goes against your own argument. Why do you need to supplement anything? Do you know that beef?
What's the issue with
The
supplementation?
beef is the most nutritious thing you could eat.
No, it's not
It has
absolutely
all
whatsoever. Let
the
me help you
iron,
out.
it has all.
So there's nothing wrong with supplementation. I've had to mute you because you're not listening. There's absolutely nothing wrong with supplementing your diet, especially if it's saving innocent animals. Number two, again, meat is not the most nutritious thing you could have. Absolutely not. In fact, all the data indicates it isn't. So again, if you want to try again, feel free
Can you
to.
name a single food source that has as many vitamins, minerals, and nutrients as a piece of beef? Name one single plant-based. No, name one plant-based.
Pasta, tofu, beans, lentils, seitan, bulgur, plenty of plant-based foods that you can
You
eat.
have not named one that has the same nutrients as
I
a
just
piece
did.
of beef.
So
No,
I
you
just did.
didn't. No,
Meat is
no, no,
argument.
no, no. None
One
of
second,
those
my
have
boy.
the same level, and they don't have the amino acids.
Just listen. Just listen. You're being verbose, but you're not
Where
listening,
are the essential fatty acids in tofu?
sir. if you research this and actually look at it, I've just explained to you that tofu has all the necessary vitamins.
Arrogant.
B12.
You're arrogant because you
Stop
keep.
speaking, sir. Stop speaking. Vitamin B12,
You
the
are
calcium,
arrogant. You are.
all the necessary
You are
things that
not.
are necessary. It has all of them, and you're not understanding that. That's the whole point. So again, it contains all the necessary proteins. So you're simply wrong. You ever
There's
respond to
nothing
that?
more nutritious than beef liver.
No, that is false. That is false. You're spouting lies and you're being verbose with no actual argument. And we feel bad for you. It's okay. We feel bad for you.
You
Hopefully, if you're
lose.
educated, you can actually bring up an actual point. But
You
you're not.
lose.
That's the sad part. Anyways, let's put the dog back in the pen. Let's bring someone else on. Hey, what you want to debate? Double tap the screen, everyone. Let's try and reach 10,000 likes. Double tap the screen, everyone. Hey, what you want to debate?
Why being vegan is good.
Okay, it's better for your health nutritionally wise, it's better for the environment, and it's better for the animals who don't have to be unalived and brought into an existence where they're being tortured without their consent. Do you not think that's a good thing?
First, how is it better for your nutritional value?
Well, if you look at studies and the effects of plant-based diets on long-term health, you can look at the National Institute of Health, a certain study, it's on PubMed, and basically it just describes that plant-based foods, you're less likely to suffer from heart disease, diabetes, other things as well as cancers. You're less likely to suffer from those than if you eat meat, and plant-based people vegan people are far more likely to be more healthy. So that's the source. You can go and check it out yourself, or you can even look it up as well. There's plenty of sources when you look it up online. So that's the evidence I have.
Where are those sources from?
Again, this specific one is from the National Institute of Health, PubMed, the National Center for Biotechnology Information, National Library of Medicine. Yeah, it's basically a peer-reviewed source, and it's up to date. And yeah, it's very recent, fairly recent. But these things don't change that much. But again, yeah.
Okay, that's fair. Why do you think God is imaginary?
No evidence. Do you have any?
Do you have any that it doesn't exist?
And so depending on your God, there's internal inconsistencies, problem of evil, problem of divine hiddenness, problem of creation itself, as well as depending on your scripture, there's internal inconsistencies. Okay. And that's all she wrote, and that's all he wrote. All right, let's get someone else in here. Double tap the screen, everyone. Let's get some more people in here. We're almost at 10,000 likes. Do double tap the screen. Feel free to subscribe and check out my YouTube for my other debates and follow up so you don't miss a stream. Do follow the stream so you don't miss a stream whatsoever. Okay, this person's not joining. Is this a vegan person? Who are you? Hey, what you want to debate?
I don't know. He was going on Oxford. I was going to say Oxford did a study also with Cornell and Beijing. China study. You ever hear of that?
No, I haven't. I don't know what study you're referring to.
It's published as the China study. It's by Dr. Colin T. Campbell, biochemist. He's the one that you should actually read that supports you a lot more. Largest study ever done to date, 600 or 840,000 participants.
10,000 likes. Hold on one second. 10,000 likes. Thank you so much, everyone. Let's try and reach 20,000 next.
I'm not here to debate.
Okay, well, we are only looking for some disagreeers, but I appreciate that. I'll check it out. If you disagree, do join the guest request, as well as these are the topics, and check out the YouTube as well. If you disagree with any of the prompts above, I'll be happy to debate you. Hey, what you want to debate?
Oh shit! I didn't wait. Am I on here right now? Can you even hear me?
Yeah, what do you want to debate?
So I just had a point about the veganism, and I'm not. This isn't necessarily a debate. Like I think your points are valid, but I mean I went plant-based for about a year, and the issue that I had, I don't think people have mentioned, is I do think it's cheaper overall, and it is healthier as you're saying. But the thing that I ran into was just time. It was like a time management thing, because there's, when you're eating out.
My friend, if it's a time management thing, that's on you. As you said, that's not a critique of my position. Do better time management. That's all I can say. Hey, what do you want to debate?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, what do you want to debate?
Okay, so to start with veganism. And
Okay, why aren't you vegan? Are you vegan?
No, definitely not vegan.
Why aren't you vegan?
Well, I haven't considered it, and when I did, well, the vegan diets are just not worth it. And coming from my history, I'm someone who had like nutrient deficiencies, so I really had to make that up from balanced diets. I mean, balanced diets with meat and
Well, I'd recommend you
vegetables.
go vegan. It's a lot more healthy for you, and again, you can be perfectly healthy on a vegan diet. That's all I can say. I'm trying to speed through everyone as quickly as possible, so do forgive me if I do kick you off. Double tap the screen, everyone. Let's get some more people in here, and feel free to check out the YouTube as well.
Yo, can you hear me?
Who would you want to debate?
Wait, can you hear me though?
Yeah, I can hear you. What do you want to debate?
Vegan. So I want to know why you think it's a good thing.
Because you save the environment as well as your health, as well as the innocent animals that are being unalived for no reason. Yes.
Right. So about animals, right? You have to understand the world runs through this golden rule where something has to die for the other person to eat. That's how it's always been
I
throughout
agree, but
time.
we don't have to do it unnecessarily. If we don't have to hurt innocent innocent animals, then that's not the case. We have to eat something, so we'll have to eat some plants. But the innocent animals, we don't have to hurt, but you do it when you don't need to, and that's the point.
Also, vegan food, vegan food, there's nothing healthy about it. Even if they
My
put
dear
all the,
boy,
if
hold
they, even
on
if they
a
put all the
second.
nutrients.
Your brain's processing slowly, so let me help you out. You're just spouting nonsense. That's not true. That vegan food is absolutely very healthy. You're giving long verbose explanations, but you're not providing a point. Vegan food's healthy. It's good for you. There's simply nothing wrong with it. So you're not actually making a point here. So if you want to try and make a point, then feel free to. You can turn your microphone back on. Oh, he's gone. Oh, I am getting tired. So I might end the stream soon. I did the whole debate before, so there's a reason why the stream isn't as long.
Can we go with the first one?
Yeah, what do you want to debate?
Whether or not God is real.
Do you believe in God?
Yes.
Where's your evidence?
Are you aware of the contingency? Well, can we define God first before we get into that?
I don't believe in it. You're the one who believes in it, so you need to define
Yeah,
it.
I'll define it. Are you aware of the philosophical term necessary existence?
Oh, the Q-top argument has to exist. Isn't necessary. Oh my goodness. Leo, thank you so much for the subscription. Leo. Thank you so much. I'm sorry. Thank you so much for the subscription, man. I will get you in here after this. Thank you so much. That helps go a long way. But yeah, what's your point?
So are you aware of the contingency argument and a necessary existence?
Yeah, I'm aware of that. You think it's necessary, and I disagree with those premises. I don't think it needs to be.
Wait, hold on. What do you disagree with?
I don't believe that the universe had to be contingent on anything. I think it's a possibility that could have always been hasn't been repeated. And even in that case, you haven't given evidence of to why God wouldn't need to be contingent on something either. And you haven't given evidence that the universe was contingent on God. So I think there's
You're making a lot of points. Can I just respond to some before
go ahead.
get machine gunned? You said God. You have to prove that God isn't contingent, right? That's the entire purpose of necessary existence. I'm not proving. We define God as a necessary existence. So necessary existence, by definition, is not contingent.
Hold on 1 second, my dear boy. Where's the evidence it's a necessary existence?
Where's the evidence God is a necessary existence?
Yeah, where's your evidence of that?
That is the Islamic definition of God. That is what I'm trying to prove. You can open the Quran and check.
You're just presupposing that. You don't have any evidence of that.
Wait, hold on. What do you mean presupposing? That is our definition. How? That is what we define as God.
Evidence that is a defined characteristic of God.
Open. So
you can't use. Hold on 1 second. You can't use the book to prove the book. Again, that's called circular.
No, I'm proving a definition. I'm not proving God. I'm proving a definition.
Again, even the definition, you don't have any evidence that.
Wait, hold on. You want me to explain what our beliefs are without referring to the book?
Let me help you out. You seem to have trouble focusing. Again, you need to provide evidence of that belief. That's the whole point. If you believe in that,
I agree.
You need to provide evidence of that. If you're making a claim about a being, you need to provide evidence of that claim as well.
I agree. But the point is, we're trying to give a definition so I can prove it in the first place. You're not allowing me to give a definition from the book. Like
Yeah,
that
but
is like
you're begging the question. You're presupposing your conclusion in your argument. You
go
can't
on, explain.
presuppose them as the necessary thing. You're trying to prove that. You can't
I'm trying.
presuppose that you're trying to prove
Wait,
that.
no, I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to prove that a necessary existence is God. That's not what I'm trying to prove. The definition of God is necessary existence, and if you were to ask, that's like the belief in that. If you were to ask why is God the necessary existence, well, because we would have to go through what necessary existence is, where it would include things like him being one, him being what the universe is dependent on, and so forth. That is the argument. I'm not sure what you're trying to get
Again,
here.
that's like saying the definition of God is that he's real. You're presupposing.
No, that's not the same thing at all. What are you on about?
You're presupposing it in the
No, I'm
statement.
not.
You haven't actually proven it.
No.
You don't have
I'm
any
trying to
evidence.
prove a necessary existence, and the definition that we give to God is a necessary existence. Like you're
That's the
literally
claim.
saying that our definition of God is wrong, whereas that's just like a belief. That's just what we.
Okay, so that's
define
just
God
your
as.
claim. That's your belief. That's your claim with no evidence, right?
And it does have evidence. What do you mean? The evidence that we believe God is necessary.
Where's your evidence that he is necessary? No, I know you believe that. Of course, you believe false things. You're
Yes,
not being
of course.
honest, but where's your evidence that that's the case?
I don't understand. Where's our evidence that God is necessary?
Yeah.
We're saying that God and the necessary existence are identical. If you want, let me finish. I can't explain anything, so like this is not going to be a productive conversation. So let me actually finish the sentence, and we can actually get somewhere.
Just
God is necessary because God is necessary because there must be a being upon which the universe is dependent and which decided the universe is the way that it is. And I can prove that, but this is you're jumping to the conclusion.
Can you actually provide evidence of that instead of just?
Yes. Okay. Now let's get into the contingency argument. Is how I would provide evidence of that.
Okay.
You skip to the end and then expect me to.
Give me your argument.
The argument is follow is everything we know, including the universe and everything that is comprised within the universe, is contingent. Something that's contingent.
I disagree with that premise. We don't know that. We don't know
yes,
that.
We do. Yes, we do.
Where's evidence of that?
All right. Do you know what the definition of contingent is?
That means it relies upon something else for its existence.
No, that's slightly different. A contingent thing is something that can exist in a different way.
You said that's something that can exist in a different way. Contingent is literally meaning that it relies on something else to exist. Like you're contingent.
No, not necessarily to exist, but it can exist in a different way. That's the definition that is used typically.
Give me a moment.
In philosophy, by the way, not just in the English language. That's not.
Occurring or existing only if certain circumstances are the case, dependent on. I literally just said that to you. I looked up the definition. Literally says dependent on. I just said to you, thank you so much for the rose.
Once again, you need to realize something, that the definitions of philosophical terms are different depending on the branch of theology used.
Hold on 1 second, just listen. I literally looked up term and says dependent on, just like the example I said to you right before. You're dependent on your parents. I literally just said that to you. But by all means, if you want to change definitions, it will be a semantics debate if you want to. Sure, even if we grant that.
Okay, give me. I was going to say the way that Western theologians define contingent is different to the way the Muslims define contingent. This is a difference, depending on they come to separate conclusions depending on where they lived and the philosophical branch they came up with. So that's a difference, right? I'm using Ibn Sina's definition. And that's why I use that definition.
Although I disagree, we'll grant you that. Leo, I'm going to get you on. Thank you for subscribing. It helps.
Okay. A contingent thing being something that can exist differently, right?
Well. Thank you for the rose. Pardon?
A contingent thing being something that can exist differently.
You said contingent thing is something that can exist differently. What do you mean by exist?
In a different way.
In a different
way? As in, it is possible for it to exist in a different way.
I don't even think that's true. I think everything that exists would have to exist this way. I think by cause and effect and following the laws of the universe, everything can only be one way. I believe in determinism. Everything is determined.
Okay, so you're a hard determinist, right? I assume, based on what you just said.
Yes. I believe that anything can only go one way. So I wouldn't even agree that it could be different in another way. Carry on.
If you're a hard determinist, do you believe in an infinite causal chain?
Infinite causal chain. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm not as robust now. It could go back the whole way, but that's not related.
If you don't know, hold on, this is relevant though, because if you don't believe in an infinite causal chain, then you must believe in an initial cause.
I'm saying I don't know. I don't believe or disbelieve. It's like agnostic.
So you
I'm
don't.
not certain or uncertain. I don't
Okay,
know.
but both of those. But okay, fine. Let's not go there because you don't know. Let's go. Let me use a different argument. If you're a hard determinist, do you believe in morality?
No, I don't believe in morality. Being wait, hold on. You said believe in objective morality. Is that what you're trying to say?
No, not object. Just do you believe that? For example, I'll give you a specific example. Do you believe that rapists should be punished for their actions?
Yes.
Or for their punished for their actions, not as a preventative measure, punished for doing something wrong.
Yes.
Why, if they had no control over it? Because that is what determinism suggests.
And that would also suggest that I don't have control over how I see them as well. You get that,
Yeah,
right?
of course. But